Salutations, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. V back with another casted game of Age of Empires 3, and for the second upload in a row, we have received the curse of the Bottoman. Man, you cannot, this civ is absolutely inescapable on the ranked ladder, on the casting ladder, though, I mean, come on, they are still fun to watch. I know they're annoying to play against, but they are a cool civ. Let's all just admit it, okay? And then we can go back to hating them in public. But they are going to be helmed by Peter Joseph, who is just picking up 45 wood and putting down his mosque as well as the starting trading post. Very, very nice for him. And his opponent for the second week in a row, we are featuring on the channel, I'm Gonna Tweak, which is one of my favorite usernames I've ever seen. It's not as good as Dumble Mother Photo Booty Al Yak, which I haven't seen that poor guy on the ladder in like forever. I have to see if he's still active. He was very low elo, so maybe he just doesn't come up when I'm looking at the ranked ladder, but man, I miss that username. But also going with the trading post, and we'll have to take a look at the decks here. Ottoman versus Mexico. Very interesting matchup. You know, Ottoman definitely an S-tier civ, and Mexico not an S-tier civ in most people's estimation, but they do have an S-tier build right now, which is the Baja meta, which according to a lot of high-level players is nearly unbeatable and OP, and Isak shouldn't have it in the next tournament, which I'm going to be honest, I'm not a high-level player, so take this with a grain of salt, but I don't know. I think that's just kind of being a squeaky wheel. Obviously, it is very strong right now, and the United States outlaw meta is also very strong, but I really don't think it's unbeatable. It is very good. I mean, the Banditos, the Owl Hoots, like very, very strong, but there are builds to get around them. Speaking of builds, let's take a look at I'm Gonna Tweak's deck. He is sending Alhondiga de Granaditas as his first card, and the deck is called I Don't Baja. Is that a lie? Are you trying to throw me off, Tweak? I don't know. We'll have to see. I mean, it's definitely a map that is suited to Baja. You do have the 4 trading posts. You have a pretty short rush distance, and you have some nice areas, some nice crossing points where a tavern and a hacienda would be pretty ideal placements. But you know what Ottoman does against this is going to matter. And I think Ottoman is one of the civs that can do well against a Baja build. Of course, they do have the Abyss Gunners, which are going to be incredibly effective against any like Cuatreros that try to come out from Mexico. And, you know, Ottoman has lots of good H2 units, and they have a decent H2 economy. So, you know, you could do worse than Ottoman trying to counter Baja. That is, if we even see it. Meanwhile, what is Peter Joseph sending? Sending 3 Yuruks and capitalism in Age 2. And definitely doesn't look like a super aggressive build. Actually looks more like an Age 4 build. He does have the Mosque cards, but he does have plenty of stuff in Age 3 as well. So we'll have to see what he goes up with. Probably, ooh, the Naturalist. Interesting play there. And the Hacienda is already down from I'm Gonna Tweak. And Peter Joseph, how does he not see that? Man, is the TP's line of sight that bad? It's literally... what? How do you... Okay. This game confuses me sometimes. Going down with another trading post is Ottoman in the transition. Love that. H2 is now clicking in, and it looks like the Naturalist is also coming in. And what do you get with the Naturalist? I forget. The Artillery Foundry? Okay, so you get the military wagon. Now look at this. Okay, love that he's going with the Artillery Foundry because that is the best answer to the Baja build, which I guess maybe he predicts that Tweak is going to do, and there it is. Tweak, you absolute liar. You just made my mic peak, Tweak, but he just said he wasn't going to Baja, and here he is, absolutely preparing for the Baja. Look at the way he's stacking up his resources. He's gathering 700 wood right now. This dude is going to Baja. You deceiver. But I don't know, is that going to be the ideal build against Ottoman? See, I don't see Baja being effective against H2 Ottoman. Maybe I'm wrong, okay? Let me know in the comments. Maybe I'm just not educated, but I feel like if Peter gets out any number of Abyss Gunners and then a decent amount of Jans to potentially protect them, it's really not going to be as deadly as it might be against, you know, other civs. Like, I can imagine, you know, when you're playing a civ like Germany, or France, which only has like crossbows in H2, yeah, I think it could be a lot more effective. But against Ottoman, I don't know. Might end up falling short, but out come the filibusters. The 2 frontier post wagons are ready to take over that trading post slot when it goes down. But look at this. 5 Abus gunners now coming out. Abus? I still don't know. It's been over a decade, and I still can't pronounce that unit. But the Abus gunners are going to be able to infinitely kite any of these filibusters, which I love. Outpost now going down for Tweak, so he's going to use one of his wagons to get down an outpost. But again, that's not really going to be that effective against what he has here. I mean, Abus gunners will be able, if they're able to kind of just shoot at it from range, they're not really going to be in any danger of being caught by the filibusters. A couple of banditos coming out now. But yeah, I think Peter Joseph, he's planned this well. And I don't know if he's played I'm Gonna Tweak before, or he just kind of knows that Baja is the most popular build. But going pure Abus Gunner now, and this is the one weakness of Baja. They don't really have a great heavy cav option. I mean, they can make the standard Mexican cavalry, but with the resources that they get, it's not that easy to mass cavalry in large numbers. Trickle economics now coming out from Tweak, so he's going to be upping the amount of resources he gets by 60% at the trading post, but at the moment he's only got 2 of them, which is not as strong as you might think. 1 Abus Gunner going to go down, and we do have to remember though that Abus Gunners do take bonus damage against TCs and I'm assuming outposts as well, so we'll have to see what he goes for. Janissaries now in the works, as well as more Abus Gunners. And, you know, I think, you know, Joseph has a couple of options here. He could go up to H3, but I almost wonder if it would be smarter just stay in H2, invest that gold into more Abus guns, and just get out a nice batch of like 15 of them, along with maybe 10 Janissaries to back them up. And I don't know how Mexico beats that. Banditos coming out now. Their splash damage is very effective, and some Chinacos coming out to reinforce as well, but 5 Janissaries going to arrive just in time. And nice control by Peter Joseph, not letting his Abus Gunners get caught there, and even managing to kill, I think, at least one of those Banditos. So really nice reinforcement timing for the Janissaries, sending 5 Janissaries as well, continuing to make Jan and Abus Gun, getting his mosque upgrades. And yeah, I mean, he is getting pushed a little bit in the center here, but I don't think Ottoman is in any real danger of taking a big hit at this point. Down to 1 trading post. Mexico not putting that trading post socket in quite yet. Maybe he's a little bit worried about losing it right away. And these wagons are very valuable. Remember, in a low eco build like Baja, you cannot afford to throw away units unnecessarily. And against the strong composition that Otto can make in H2, that means you have to pick your fights incredibly well. More Banditos coming out now. And, you know, Baja is starting to get a little bit scary here with how many Chinacos and Banditos are on the map. But again, I mean, Otto is doing exactly what he needs to do. He's attacking where the outlaws are not, and he's just allowing his economy to slowly help him get the advantage. Up to 25 bills now. Janissaries out. Abus Guns out. He's up to 15 each, so he's got a really nice composition. And yeah, he's going to lose this trading post, but if he trades it for the outpost and the hacienda, I think that'll be a fairly even trade for him. And it looks like Tweak is coming around the back. He's got a decent composition here, and let's see what he does with it. Now 5 delis coming out on the map. Or no, I think it was going to be 3 delis, excuse me, but switched it out for the 600 gold instead. And again, I don't think he's going to try to sneak an age up in here. I think he's, you know, perfectly happy to fight in H2, which for Joseph is perfectly fine. Now, again, more Chinacos, but you can see these batches, they are not full 5 batches. And that just kind of highlights the weakness of the Baja economy. Very, very strong units, but, you know, they have to get their money's worth or Baja just kind of falls apart very quickly. And again, if we do see an engagement here, the Chinacos are going to have to do a lot of work against these Abus Guns. Abus Guns now getting in, picking off a Bandito for free. And yeah, see, they're now at the amount of numbers that they can just kind of instantly pick off Banditos, which is, I mean, kind of the way to deal with them, right? You don't want him able to just sit there and do that splash damage. Chinaco's able to get a little bit of damage in, but there are plenty of Janissaries here, and he is paying the price for it. All of those Chinacos are going to go down. The question is, whose units are more replaceable. And at this point, it's most certainly Ottoman. Now, Ottoman going to pay for this. I'm not saying that this isn't a strong fight for Tweak, but now that all the Chinacos are down, there's nothing to keep the Abyss Gunners at bay. The filibusters are going to do next to nothing, and there's just not enough banditos here. There's not enough splash damage to really deal with those Abyss guns. And now we have 3 delis, which is going to be a nice little bolstering to his force. Now, I will say, Joseph is starting to run out of cards here, and his resources aren't great. He's at 28 villagers now. Delhi's going to be able to pick off that Explorer for Mexico. That's going to be nice. It's going to take away a lot of Mexico's tanking ability, but more banditos coming out. But again, there's enough of the artillery here to just one-shot those banditos. Chinacos trying to do a little bit of tanking, but going down. And these Chinacos, they cannot be reproduced in perpetuity. So the fact that they're just kind of being thrown to the wolves here, they are getting a decent amount of trades, but Ottoman probably going to be able to make up those losses relatively easily. Now, Tweak does have 3 trading posts, and we do need to keep in mind that those trading posts have been buffed quite significantly by the trickle economics. He does have the factory as well. So, I mean, it's not like he has nothing going on for him, but now going pure banditos, which he's reduced enough of the Abyss guns to maybe do a little bit more damage. And ooh, there's some more Chinacos on the way, and there's only 5 Janissaries left alive. If he can get this into a full batch of 5, this is going to be excellent for him, but it looks like he's only going to be able to get out maybe 1, maybe 2 more. 3 going to be coming out, and there they go. Enough Janissaries. Really nice job there by Tweak, picking off the Janissaries very purposely, but again, the Abyss Gunner is going to be able to kite, and there's just not enough of a follow-up here from Mexico. Explorer is going to go down, another 70 XP for Ottoman, and more Janissaries coming to reinforce. So yes, he has potentially held back the tide, but maybe not, because Ottoman already on his way back. And of course, since Abyss Gunners can siege from range, it means that he's going to be able to take down these buildings very safely without worrying about the banditos that much. Going to try to target the stable now. There are going to be, there's going to be a bit of a delay getting out the outlaws. More banditos in queue. And yeah, I mean, that splash damage is effective. And again, I can definitely see where Baja feels OP. And I think it really feels OP against civs, again, like Germany, France, Malta. Again, civs that have to rely on expos as their age 2 light infantry. But against civs like Dutch, Ottoman, you know, civs that can make a very competent light infantry in the second age, it just doesn't quite feel as deadly. More Chinacos coming out, that time a full 5, so the Baja, you know, economy is picking up a little bit of steam. He does not have that 4th trading post, which in this build actually, you know, means a lot more than in just any other regular meta build. More Janissaries coming down, but the amount of Abyss guns are starting to fall, but so are the banditos as well. Only 5 left on the field. Chinacos going down as well. The stable is going to be pushed in, and this looks like it's going to be a full win for Peter Joseph on the front lines. Banditos going down now very quickly, and that is game. And ladies and gentlemen, that is how you deal with the Baja meta. Excellently played by both players. I mean, Tweak, he executed that build very, very nicely. But again, I mean, Joseph did exactly what he needed. He massed age 2 light infantry. He got a little bit of anti-cav to protect, and he just never allowed Tweak to rebuild that outlaw mass into a deadly enough force. So yeah, that was really, really cool to see. And I think if Baja is allowed in the ESOC tournament, which I think it will be, I think this is how you have to beat it, right? So if somebody goes Mexico and you have the counter pick a civ like Otto, like Dutch, that can get out a lot of skirmishers early, and you've basically shut down the outlaw play as long as you get out enough anti-cav to deal with whatever handful of Chinacos are going to come out. But of course, you know, in the tournament, there are going to be a lot more high-level Baja builds, so maybe my counter claim isn't quite as strong as I like to think. But let's quick take a look at this match in more detail. Follow me to the post-game. All right, folks, here we are in the post-game, and of course, Ottoman having more resources. The early Baja economy, not very strong, though. Once they get a full TP line, they get Stagecoach, they get some of those eco cards, they can be quite deadly. And when we look at the military count, this is exactly what Joseph needed to do, was just kind of match Tweak 1 for 1 in both kills and in creations. And I think that's really how you beat Baja. You really, you know, rely on the cost effectiveness of your natural, just regular units versus those very, very expensive outlaws. And when we look at the battles, both players, taking significant losses, but the reinforcement batches for Joseph just coming out more frequently and coming out in more quantity than the outlaws. And that final fight for Tweak, I mean, there was no way he was going to get up to a significant mass to challenge Ottoman once again. But guys, let me know, is this a good counter build to Baja? Was this just a bad showcase of Baja? Is it really overpowered? I would love to hear your comments, but I will be back with more matches in a couple of days. And until then, have a great day, have a great life, see you later.